Today's section is data map. Maps can display both values and categories, and they can each different with colors. Values are represented by slight variation of 2 to 3 colors, and categories can be variant with different colors. How to create a map chart in Excel sheet means, first of all, we have to take some data in the Excel sheet. Here I am taking the sample data in the Excel sheet. Is the sample data Excel sheet. Here I am taking the columns and rows, column A, column B and column C, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4 and row 5. And then here I am taking the country as a data field, and then in B1 cell category, and in C cell population. Here, country name is India. Category I am taking as a letter A, and then population I am taking just for sample only. I am taking as 1,000, and then Russia, category B, and it's for 500, and then China in category C and 600, and then France, category D, and it's for 700. This is the data entered in the Excel sheet. After entering the data in the Excel sheet, select the data and then go for the map option. I am clicking on the A1 cell. I am selecting this cell. That means A1 is an active cell. After selecting the A1 cell, drag towards the downward direction. Up to C5, I am dragging the mouse pointer, and then from A1 to C5, the data is selected. After selecting the data, in this, go for insert option in the menus. In that insert option, you can find the chart group. Chart group will be appeared. In that chart group, select the recommended chart. Select the recommended chart option in the Excel sheet. After selecting the recommended charts, it will be turned into the data map. And then this is the first way, and the second way is click on the insert option and then click on chart and then data map. This is the second way to open the data map. Here is the data map representation will be appeared here. It will be appeared like category as value, and the second one is the category. Here this is the value, and here is the category. And then in the value chart, this data will be displayed as an bar chart. That bar chart will be represented like this, and here I am taking the population as from 100 or 200 400, 6, 8, and then 1000. According to the data, the chart will be displayed. And from the right hand side, you can see the names of the countries. That means India, China, Russia, and France. Here, India population category as A, and this category is A, and the population is up to 1000. The bar chart will be appeared like this. And the second is Russia, B category, and it's for 500. That means it will be appeared up to here. And then next one is China, category C, and this is up to 600 population. And then France, B, and this is up to 700. This is the bar chart appeared after you clicking on the data map option. At the downside, you can see the map width. That means in this box, it will display the map according to the data. And in this area, the map will be displayed. And at the right hand side, you can see one bar like column bar. And in this column bar, it will display the colors. In value, it will display only 2 to 3 colors. That means a slight difference will be there. That means up to here one color and up to here one color, the shade will be appeared at the right hand side. This is the color to indicate the map according to the data. This is the way that represents the value map. And the second one is category. In this category, it will show the chart like column, and then the country name is first India, and then Russia, and then China, and then France. And here India category as A, and Russia category as B, and China category as C, and then France category as D. Here I am taking the range from top to bottom or bottom to top, and the range is from 200. I am taking the 2 series, 200, 400, 6, 8, and then 1000. In India, the population is the 1000, and the column chart will be appeared like this up to 1000. And Russia is 500, category B. That means it will be displayed up to here. And then China is for 600 and up to here. And then France, it is for 700. That means it will be displayed up to here. This is the column chart appeared in the category. And after completing the chart display in the map, at the downward section, you can see the map according to the data you are entered in the Excel sheet. In this, the map will be displayed. At the right hand side, you can see one boxes like, in that boxes for each and every country, it will display the colors. And here, India is the first, and the second one is Russia, and the third one is China,
and next one is France.
Okay. This is the data I entered in the map according to the chart appeared in the Excel sheet.
And India is with some blue color, and then is for red, and is for yellow, and then is for pink.
It will be displayed with different colors in the map according to the data you are taken in the Excel sheet. But in the value chart or value map, there will be only 2 to 3 colors only. There will be a slight difference in the value chart. But in category, it will be displayed with different colors according to the data. This is the way that map will be displayed on your Excel sheet. And then the next one is data graph.
And next one is the data graph.
Graph is also called as charts. Here, I am taking the sample Excel sheet and I am entering some data in this Excel sheet. According to that data only, the charts will be appeared on your Excel sheet. Here as name and marks. Here name as A and marks is for 100 and he scored 50, and B he scored 60 and C he scored 80 and D he scored 70. This is the data I entered in the Excel sheet. After entering the data, select the total data in the Excel sheet up to A1 cell to B5 cell. And after completing the data, after selecting the data, go for the insert and then click on the insert tab, and then chart group will be appeared. In this chart group, you can find different types of charts available here. From that types of chart, click on the column type. And after clicking on the column type, the column chart will be appeared on your screen. The chart representation will be in x-axis and y-axis direction. And then at the bottom side, it will be taken as the names, that means A, B, C, and D. At the left side, range of marks, that means starting from 0 and then 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. Here A scored 50 marks, and this is the way that representation, and B scored 60 marks and C scored 80 marks, and then D scored 70 marks. And here will be the title name of horizontal title as represented with name, and vertical title is represented as marks, and the chart title is mid one. This is the appearance of the chart in the Excel sheet. Whenever you click on the chart type, then automatically the data will be converted into this chart. And here it will represent the vertical title, and here is the horizontal title, and names will be displayed at the downward side, and at the left side it will display the marks according to the range of the data you are entered in the Excel sheet. Here I am taking from top to bottom, that means 0 to 100. Total marks is for 100, that's why I am taking the 100 as the top range, and the 0 marks is the least marks, that's why I am taking the 0 as the bottom marks. This is the way that graph will be represented. Same charts and graphs are same. There is no difference in the graph and chart. And the next one is Excel scenarios. That means how to create an Excel scenario. First of all, take some data. Column A, B and C. Row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. Here A1 cell I am taking the ID here and name and then group. Here I am taking the group. ID details I am entering. ID number is 1, or I am taking as a 10 and 11 and 12. And name is A, B and then C. And group is either A is a MPC group and B is an MPCS and then MCCS. These students are from 3 different groups. And here scenario, how to create an Excel scenario. After entering the data in the Excel sheet, select the data. Click on the A1 cell and drag towards the C4 cell. If you are dragging towards the C4 cell means then automatically the data is selected. After selecting the data, go to the data tab. In that data tab, you can see what if analysis option. What if analysis option. In this what if analysis, you can see 3 types. That means the first one is the scenario manager, and the second one is the goal tree, and then the third option is data table. We have to select the scenario manager. For this option, we are clicking on the data tab and then what if analysis option and then the scenario manager. Whenever you are clicking on the scenario manager option, then automatically scenario manager dialog box will be appeared on your screen. This is the scenario manager dialog box.
scenario manager dialog box, and here scenario name, and one box will be appeared to type the name and to create the name, and then second one is the at the right hand side you can see the add button and delete button, and then merge and edit, and next one is summary, button, and at the after the scenario name you can see the changing cells, and again one box, and then comment, and then after comment you can see show button and the close button. This is the dialog box that appeared for scenario manager. When you click on the scenario manager, this dialog box will be appeared. Here merge and add options are highlighted, and delete, edit, summary, and comments, changing cells, and scenario managers. All these cells are deactivated. That means they are hidden section, and add and merge cells are in highlighted. And then the close button also highlighted. Why it is highlighted means I didn't create any scenario manager for up to here. This is the first section I am creating the scenario manager. That's why the add button and merge button and close button are highlighted, and the remaining are in deactivated. And if you want to add some scenario in this section means click on the add button. If you click on the add button means then the add scenario dialog box will be appear. In this add dialog box, in this add scenario dialog box, you can see the options like here add scenario dialog box. After clicking on the add scenario dialog box, scenario name, and again one box will be appeared in this dialog box, and next one is changing cells dialog box, and then next one is comment dialog box, and at last here the protection. In this protection you can see the two check boxes like one is hide and one is first one is the prevent change, and the second one is the hide option. And at last you can see two boxes like OK button and then cancel button. This is the dialog box for add scenario. If you click on this add option means then automatically the add scenario dialog box will be appear. In this add scenario dialog box, you can create some name over here. I am writing the name as office. I am creating the name as office here. Changing cells. Whatever the data I am taking in the Excel sheet, if I want to change any of the cell means that cell reference ID has to enter here. First of all, I am selected the data in the Excel sheet. That means from A1 to at last cell C4 or C5. Whatever the data I am selected in the Excel sheet, that reference ID will be appeared here. And then comments, if you want to write any comment in this section, that will be appear. Or default, the comment will be created by who will be created, that name will be appeared here, and at what date he created, that date will be appeared here. And next, the protection. If you want the prevent change means, then you can check box this option. If you want to hide this scenario means check this box also. I didn't want to hide this scenario, that's why I am not at all checking on this hide option, and I am leaving it as an empty and clicking on the OK button. If I am clicking on the OK button means then the next dialog box will be appeared, that is the scenario value, and the next dialog box is scenario value dialog box. In this scenario value dialog box, you can see the values over here. Whatever the values you enter, that values will be displayed on this dialog box. Scenario value dialog box, and here this is the scenario, and then it will be show here that whatever the values displayed, enter values, that one is, first one is the A1, that means it will be displayed as $A, $1. In that $A, $1, that means A1 cell I am referred as an ID, and the second one is $A, $2. In that $A, $2 I referred as a number like 10, and third one is $A, $3, and number is 11. Up to whatever the cells I am selected in the Excel sheet, that will be displayed here. That means the last cell, what is that last cell means here $C, $4, means some other name like E or D. Up to here A1 to A4, this cell references will be appeared here. After appearing in this scenario value dialog box, if you want to change this cells means you can change this cells. At last you can find the add button, OK button, and then cancel button. OK button, cancel button, and the add, OK and cancel buttons will be available at the scenario value manager. And then if you want to change the A3 cell means click on this cell and type here as 15 and then click on the add button. If you click on the add button, then automatically in the Excel sheet it will be displayed. If you don't want to change any of these cell references or the values in this dialog box, click on the OK. If you want to change means change this cell and click on the add button. Then it will be changed to the new entry. Or if you don't want to change, means click on the OK button. And then the cancel button is to cancel the scenario manager dialog box. If you click on the OK button, means then it will be appeared into the Excel sheet. And the next option is summary. Whenever you're clicking on the scenario manager, it will be shown at right hand side, that is add, delete, merge, and the next option is summary. If you are clicking on that summary option, means scenario summary dialog box will be appeared. This is the scenario summary dialog box. In this scenario summary dialog box, you can see the report type. In this report type, you can see the scenario summary and scenario pivot table report. Scenario summary and the next radio button is the scenario pivot table report. Pivot table report. These are the two radio buttons appeared in the report type. And then next one is result cell, and again one more box will be appeared here. And then at the last you can see the OK button and the cancel button. At default, the scenario summary radio button is selected. If you want to change it to the pivot table report, means select this option and select this scenario summary. If you are clicking on this pivot table, means the entire worksheet will be displayed on the pivot table only. Here I am taking the scenario summary, and then whatever the scenario summary you want to display in the Excel sheet, that cell reference ID must be entered here. Here I want the result in E4 cell. That's why I am entering the reference ID as the E4. The result will be displayed in the Excel sheet in the cell name as E4 only. After entering the result cell, click on the OK button. Then the result will be displayed in the E4 cell. This is the way to create the scenario manager in the Excel sheet. And the next topic is Excel subtotals. And the next topic is the Excel subtotals. For Excel subtotals also, we have to take some data in the Excel sheet. And here I am taking the sample Excel sheet over here. Column A, column B, column C, and row 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4. Here I am taking the data as name as P, Q, and R, and address as NSP, BVRM, and alcohol. And this is the data I entered in the Excel sheet. After entering the data, you have to select the options. That means go to data menu, click on that data menu, and then go for the sort and filter option. In that sort and filter, you have to select the advanced option. Advanced filtering option. Whenever you are clicking on the advanced option, then the advanced filter dialog box will be appeared. In this advanced filter dialog box, you can see some options. Advanced filter dialog box. In this advanced filter, the action is, in this action you can see two radio buttons like first radio button is the filter the list, and the second radio button is copy to another location. Copy to another location. And the next option in this advanced filter is range, list of range or list range, and the one checkbox, one box here, not a checkbox, and criteria range, and the next option is copy to, and then the next one is the one checkbox like unique records only, and at last you can see the OK button and the cancel button. This is the dialog box for advanced filter option. And by default, in the action, filter list will be selected. That means this radio button is selected. If you want to change the location, means you can select the second option as copy to another location. That means this entire data will be copied into another location. And then list range. The list range will be displayed according to the data whatever you taken in the Excel sheet. And then I'm selecting this data up to here. That means the list range will be displayed here as A1 to the next one is B4. That means I'm selecting this data from A1 cell to B4 cell. That reference ID will be displayed in the list range. If you want any cells over here, means, and then select the criteria range and you can display the criteria range over here. Or if you want to copy this data and if you want to display in another cell, means where you want to copy, that cell reference ID has to given here. That means I want to copy this cells in C1 to D4. Then automatically the entire data will be copied and pasted in the C1 to D4 cells. That means A column, B column, C column, D, 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4. In A1 cell name, that means it will be displayed in C1, and in D1 it will be displayed address. and here P, Q, R, and then address is NSP and BVRM and then PLK. Here the reference ID is C1 to D4. Same data will be copied and pasted over the C1 to D4. This is the way to copy. And if you want only unique records means check this box. Then the repeated values and duplicated values will be deleted and the unique records will be displayed in the next sheet. And at last click on the OK button. If you click on the OK button, the filtered will be, that means the criteria filter will be selected and then the data will be filtered and displayed in the next sheet. I didn't filter any of this cell, just I copied the data and pasted in the another sheet. And here the next is the, in this topic, the Excel subtotal. How to open the Excel subtotal? That means click on the data. In this data, you can see the options like sort and filter only, and then in data also you can see the option like outline. In this outline, you can see the option like subtotal. You can see the advanced filter and sort and filter group in the data, as well as you can see the outline and subtotal options in the data menu. If you click on this subtotal option, then subtotal dialog box will be appeared. In this subtotal dialog box, you can see the options like at each change in, the first option is at each change in, again one goes over here, and the second option is use function. In this use function, again one goes with a drop down menu. That means if you click on this button or if you click on this symbol, you can see the functions like sum. You can see the functions like sum, count, minimum, maximum, average, and so on. These are the functions available in the dialog box. Here I am selecting the sum function over here, and then next option is add subtotal to. Again one works over here, and the next option is replace the current subtotal, and 3 checkboxes will be appeared. Replace the subtotal or current subtotal and the next checkbox is page break between groups. And the next checkbox is summary below data. These are the checkboxes available in the subtotal. At last, you can see the buttons like remove all button. You can see the buttons over here. I am writing the button. remove all and OK button and cancel button. These are the buttons appeared at this dialog box only. This is the dialog box for Excel subtotals. And here I am using the function like sum function add subtotal to. Add subtotal to means you can refer the data over here. For I am adding the subtotal here means I am selecting this A2 cell. That means in A2 cell the data is P. The P will be displayed over here. If I want to add another subtotal means the Q will be displayed. The entire data will be displayed over here with the check boxes. If you want to add some other data means first of all click on this checkbox and then the data will be added to this Excel sheet. If you want to replace the current subtotal, that means this is the subtotal I am entering for P. If you want to replace this with another letter means you can replace it with another letter. For that option you have to click on this checkbox. If you click on this checkbox means then automatically the current subtotal will be replaced with another one. If you want to break the group after displaying this data, if you want to break this data means then it will display one dotted lines over here. If you click on this option means then automatically after completing this data one dotted lines will be appeared. That means this dotted lines means page break between group. This is one group. After completing this group the dotted lines will display. And summary below data. For each and every data it will show the summary. That means what is the added subtotal is there, that subtotal will be showed over the data or below the data. This is the option for show the summary. And then if you want to remove all the subtotals in this Excel, remove all button will be appeared over the downside. Click on this remove all button and then the subtotals will be removed. If you want to change some options and clicking on these options like this and at last click on the OK button. If you don't want to remove, if you want to continue means check all these options and then fill all these options and last click on the OK button. And the cancel button is to close the dialog box. Here at each change in means if you want to change for each whatever the data you are changing, that cell address want to be entered here. This is the subtotal dialog box in the Excel sheet. First of all, we have to open the subtotal. For that subtotal, go to the data tab and then outline and then click on the subtotal. This subtotal dialog box will be appeared. For subtotals, first of all we have to take some data and go for the sort and filter option and then advanced filter. First of all you have to filter the data or copy the data and paste over another location and then you have to come into the subtotals option. That means data, outline, subtotals and change the subtotals in this list. If you want to change the function means you can change. Here I am adding, that means I am taking the function as a sum. If I want the function count means whatever the data you enter, that number and plus the adding number will be displayed. If you are not adding in the subtotal means it will display the just count number will be displayed in this subtotal. And the minimum. If you click on this minimum option means whatever the data you entered in this Excel sheet, that minimum number will be displayed. Or if you enter some data without numbers means that data will be displayed. And these functions will be appeared in the subtotals. This is the concept of Excel subtotals. And then I hope you understand. Thank you.